Helvetii easpe deiecti, navibus iunctis ratibusque cum pluribus factis, alii vadis Rhodani, qua minima altitudo fluminis erat, non numquam inter diu, saepius noctu, si perempere passent conati. Operis munitione et militum concursu et telis repulsi, hoc conatu desisterent. Oh, isn't that nice of Caesar? He starts off with the subject, the Helvetians. And then he gives us a participle, deiecti, which of course modifies the Helvetians. Easpe is an ablative. Notice you've got ea, which is pointing to spe. So it's the Helvetians dejected from that hope. This is an ablative of separation because their Helvetians are separated from the hope probably of being able to enter the province. And then let's see, navibus iunctis ratibusque. Okay, we've got a noun and a participle here. Notice these are both ablative. And then we have a connector, which means we've got another, it's connecting two things. Another noun, here's an adjective modifying that noun, and then factis, and it's a participle. So we have two noun participle things in the ablative. Hopefully you remember that those are called ablative absolutes. And we translate those by saying with noun participle, with the ships having been joined together, and with the ratibus, cum pluribus, those are many or some, with some rafts having been made. And then Caesar gives us this alii, which is some, and of course it refers to the Helvetians. So it would have really been easier if he had put an alii in two places, one over here, some Helvetians, maybe with an alii understood over here, some Helvetians with ships having been joined together and some rafts having been made, other Helvetians, if you had that stated, in the shallows of the Rhone, qua, where, and then this isn't so bad, the depth of the river was minima, which of course you should understand based on what we know about that particular place in the Rhone River. Why did the Helvetians like that part? It was kind of shallow. So where the altitude of the river was minima. And then what did they do? Well, before he tells us what they did in the place where the river wasn't so deep, he gives us a couple adverbial clauses. Inter diu is an adverb meaning by day. So not never by day. That's a double negative, not never. Not never, another way of saying not never is sometimes. So sometimes by day, saepius, more often by night. What did those Helvetians do? The ones who didn't try to cross on rafts, what did they do sometimes during the day, more often at night, where the water wasn't so deep? I wonder what they did. Si perempere passent conati. Having attempted, having tried, if they were able to burst through. So having tried, i.e. to figure out if they could make it through, which makes sense. Some people tried to cross with boats. Other people tried to hike across where it wasn't so deep. They gave it a try. Let's see if it worked. Operis munitione et militum concursu et telis repulsi. Notice we've got an ablative here, and here, and here. And with all these ablatives running around, we also have a perfect passive participle, which makes sense because whenever you have something passive, you need an ablative to show the action. So this participle repulsi, of course, is still modifying the Helvetians. So having been repulsed by what, guys? By the munitione and by the concursu and by the teles. By the munitione, operis is a genitive modifying that. Militum is a genitive modifying the concursu, so by the fortification of the works or whatever, and by the onslaught, by the rushing ahead of the soldiers, and by weapons, those poor Helvetians, having been pushed back by those things, hoc conatu desisterent. They stopped from the ablative, from this attempt. And this is another ablative of separation because you can imagine it, the Helvetians are separated from what they were trying to do. So apparently Caesar was able to stop the Helvetians because he was prepared with all these fortifications. They were not able to cross with their boats, and they weren't able to walk across during the day or during the night because of all the preparations Caesar had made.